Hey, welcome back guys. I think I'm kind of starting to run out of ideas for titles for this series without just starting to slap numbers on the end of the titles, but I really like the 5 per episode format, so I'm going to continue producing videos on this, but I don't know how the titles are going to go. So welcome back to the most annoying people you meet playing League of Legends. I say this every episode, but if you have any suggestions, then I do read every single comment, and I use plenty of your suggestions in the videos, so throw them down below. So this series as a whole is actually closing in on 500,000 views in the space of 3 weeks alone, which is pretty insane to me, so I hope that means that you guys are enjoying them, and judging by the comments being left in the videos, a lot of you guys feel the same way as I do, which is both amazing and slightly worrying at the same time, because, you know, we're all kind of dead inside. But hey, let's just get straight onto the list. So first on my list today is a special kind of person, that kind of person that takes something fun and decides to do everything in their power to make sure that they are the only person having fun, even if that means ruining all fun for other people. Yes, I am talking about the ARAM account. This is a person who decides that playing an actual ARAM where they could play any champion in the game isn't quite good enough. So they will level up an account to 30 and buy only long range poke champions like Lux, Ezreal, etc, or champions that are extremely strong on ARAM, meaning that they have a 90% chance of playing a character that is extremely strong on the game mode. I don't really know if they're aware of this, but if you create an account this way and play an ARAM, it's not fucking random. You have stacked the deck so that you're more likely to have an edge and win. By definition, it's not fucking random because you are 9 times out of 10 going to get a character that will wreck face from level 1. This is the kind of person that if you're playing soccer or football with them and they get annoyed, they will pick up their ball and go home, because if they aren't having fun, no one else is allowed to have fun. What annoys me the most about these kinds of people is just the fact that it goes against the entire spirit of the game mode. It's all random, anything can happen. It's the one game mode where a bronze player could be a challenger player, and by doing something like creating an ARAM account, it's just like spitting in the face of every person you play against who could do exactly the same thing you're doing but chooses not to because he isn't a total dickwad. Next up is someone who, really, I don't know what to call them. Just gonna call them the Betrayer because that sounds kind of cool, although maybe I should give them a non-cool name, like the ass penis. Yeah, that'll work. Anyway, this guy will start the game normally, maybe throw out a few comments here or there, but generally won't say much until things start to go wrong. 9 times out of 10 it begins with one phrase: "This team." That phrase alone should trigger you. So throughout the course of the game, this guy will slowly decide that he would much rather be on the enemy team than his own team, trying to chat to the enemy team and shit talk his own team, asking if he can swap places with a member of the other team, even sometimes going as far as to telling the enemy where his own jungler is, where wards are, or if a gank is incoming. This guy is a total shithead. Almost always this guy will play terribly, but decide that if he makes a huge enough stink about other people, then maybe no one will notice the fact that he's 1-5 himself, digging himself deeper and deeper into a hole that Riot will no doubt smite with a holy ban. But that doesn't scare him at all. He knows he's better than everyone on his team, and he'll make sure to ask the enemy team to report that shitty Lee Sin jungle because he died during a gank. No one cares about this person. Even the enemy team who get help from him will almost always report him straight after. But seriously, it's hard enough winning a game of League of Legends with 5 enemies on the team. Don't make it 6. This next one on the list is a person I see mostly in ranked games, and I'm going to give this person the title of UNSUPPORT. Let me paint you a picture, a scenario if you will. Your support Lux has just spent the entire champion select complaining about the fact that he has to support you. He buys a Doran's ring and a couple of pots and heads to lane with you. At level 2, a Leona and a Vayne all in you, and they kill you whilst Lux runs away because she got her E at level 1 and couldn't CC them. You get back to lane and let's face it, you're already way behind. That's at least 15 CS behind and 3 levels. You do your best to catch up, but by the time you hit halfway through level 4, Leona hits level 6 and almost immediately you see an ulti marker surround you. Within seconds, you're dead again. Crushed and defeated, morale is low. It's at this point that Lux decided to let you know that you fucking suck and that they will not support you. Lux then spends the rest of the game going on a journey to top and mid lane, soaking up all of their much needed XP, and generally just leaving you to 2v1 a snowballing lane that you couldn't even survive with a support helping you. This is really the shittiest you can feel as an AD carry. Someone considers you so horribly bad that the mere act of being around you in a video game is too much for them to handle. They'd much rather see bot inhibitor get taken at 8 minutes than simply help you hug a tower and get some CS. Oh, and he'll definitely make sure to remind you that he never wanted to play support in the first place. He should have played AD carry because he's totally much better than you are. Fourth on my list are just horrible, horrible people. And yeah, maybe you know one of these kinds of people and they're not bad, they're probably really nice guys, but literally every game they play, they ruin it for at least 4 or 5 other people minimum. And this is because the person I am talking about is the elo booster. Yes, that's right. You may have thought that I've overlooked these guys for a long time, but don't worry. Oh, don't you worry, child. Ross has got a plan for you. Now, obviously, you mostly all know what elo boosting is, but let me break it down for you real quick. For you guys who aren't in the loop with the dark underbelly of League of Legends, the real black market shit that goes on behind closed web browsers. Essentially, there are these websites you can spend ridiculous amounts of money on to have someone log into your account who's way better than you, who will then win lots of games and get you up to the elo that you paid for. Now, there's no way in hell I'll ever associate or even fucking mention the name of any of these shitty websites, but seriously, if you look at the prices people are fucking willing to pay, it is insane. Literally hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Now, the reason these guys are annoying as fuck is because they are playing with an unfair advantage. And yes, I know being better than the rest of the game isn't unfair, but there's a reason there's a ranking system. The better players play against the better players, and the worst players have to make their way up through all the worst players to get through the ranks, getting better and better with experience to eventually reach the top. One thing people don't really realise when they see elo boosters is just how big of an effect their actions have on ranked games in League of Legends. Let's imagine you're a bronze 5 player, but you pay $1,000 to get boosted to, I don't know, let's say plat 3 or something. Regardless of if you think you might be at that level, the chances are you're going to experience a level of play that you simply cannot win against. So not only has an elo booster ruined the game of every team that he has played against for the last 40 games while he was boosting you, you are now being dropped into much higher MMR games against players who are good and actually earned that place in your game. You then spend your next 40 games feeding and ruining games for your own team this time, as your MMR begins to recalibrate to the way that you play. Think about the sheer amount of ruined games that 2 people have done in the space of 80 games. Literally 400 people at least have had a game ruined by the actions of 2 people, all because of these shitheads. If you want to raise elo guys, practice. Learn a handful of champions and kick some fucking ass. I would rather earn my ranks than buy them any day. Finally on my list is one that affected me in a ranked game only recently, and actually it's in one of my videos on my 3rd Project Challenger video. I experienced something that for a long time I knew existed, but never really felt affected by. Guys, this is the flavour of the month player. Obviously, as patches come out, certain champions come out, sometimes certain things are done to characters that aren't really played as much. I mean, we all knew that Mordekaiser existed, but fuck, I mean, I haven't seen him in a game for the last year or 2 at least before the patch that made him strong. When these patches come out and champions are identified as being really strong, people obviously play them a lot so they can maybe bring those champions to ranked and win, right? Now that's totally fine. What definitely isn't fine though is picking one of those champions when you literally have no idea how to play the character under the sole purpose that you heard they were strong right now. I mean, how fucking backwards is that? Seriously, it's not okay to pick a flavour of the month champion if you don't know how to play it. Nobody is going to flame you or put a gun to your head and force you to play Darius. I know people might say, oh, he's easy, it's totally fine, but really it's not. You don't know his cooldowns, his ranges properly, your mechanics are just going to be shitty in comparison to the characters that you actually do play a lot. And in the case of the time I had to support a 214 Mordekaiser, he won't even read his own abilities and will have no idea what they do. I mean, fuck dude, the whole point of going Mordekaiser bot lane is so you can get 100% XP and you don't even get your W until level 4. It's, oh god, what the fuck, man. Just play characters you know, okay? Just please. Please. Alright guys, so that was 5 more very annoying people in League of Legends. As I said earlier, make sure you check out the previous installments in the series by clicking on the annotation near the top left of the screen or in the link in the description, because they're all great. And also, if you want to leave your suggestion for the next episode, then that is completely fine. Comment down below and throw a like my way. So if that is everything guys, thank you very much for watching and have a great day.